Welcome to Miami.
Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami.
Actually, it's not Miami. I'm still in the UK. So today I just wanted to talk to you about the air suspension on the Bentley Continental GT. So this is my Continental GT, but it's a GT Speed. And the difference with the GT Speed is, yes, it has air suspension all round just like all the other GTs. However, Bentley has set this up so that it sits 10 mil lower than the usual or standard, I guess, Bentley Continentals. But what you can do, because it's on air suspension, you can adjust it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump in the car,
jumping out that motherfucking Bentley,
and just show you how you actually change the setting. So let's start it up. Actually, another thing about the air suspension is that when you take it to a mechanic and you have your wheels changed or anything such as that, you need to make sure you put the car into jack mode. Now, in order to put the car into jack mode, you can see you've got the suspension and you've got a ride height button here. Now, if you press and hold them down for about 5 seconds on the dashboard, we should see jack mode. So you can see that there, that it says jack mode, and that means it locks the air suspension in to a certain setting so it doesn't almost hang and damage it. So to actually turn it off, do the same thing, and then it will turn off. The light goes off. But if we're just going to have a look at the actual settings in terms of, you got a few settings actually. So if you press this one, which is the suspension one, actually shock absorber, it gives you the option to actually change the level of comfort. I don't know if you can see, it's a bit of glare. You got comfort at the moment. Now you can, oops, let me go back. Then you can change it to a little bit in the middle, and then it gets firmer and right up to sport. Now there is such a difference when you drive it in sport fully, where the suspension stiffens up. The car, when it accelerates, it stays really flat, whereas with in the middle it's okay. But I actually put it on this settings because the roads in the UK are pretty bad and I don't want to feel all those bumps with the big tires. Now, in terms of the actual, there's another option here, which is your ride height. Now, people think that gives you the ability to drop the car lower, but it doesn't. And I'll show you what it does when you press that. It's literally just got two settings: normal, which I'm currently on, and then high. Now, when you change it to high, it takes maybe about 20 seconds, and it lifts the car up a little bit higher. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how it looks. I'll show you how it looks in high setting now. Just have a quick look. So you can see how much it's lifted it up. That's quite a lot, that is. So the actual profile of the car is pumped up quite high. And then if I go back in here, and then I'll select the ride height again, and I'll make it normal, you will see it would just start dropping it down, and you can see it's dropping it down all the way down to its normal setting. So actually it doesn't take too long. It probably just takes around about 10 seconds. Now, the thing on the air suspension is that often it can go wrong, and when it goes wrong, don't just replace one corner, just replace all 4 corners. And it's best to go with aftermarket companies like Bilstein, something like that, rather than go and get the genuine Bentley one. It's just probably not worth it. Now, on the actual raising of the ride height, this is something that, if you notice in Bentley main dealers, they all do it. Whenever the cars go into the garage workshop area, they lift them all up, just so it gives it more ground clearance and at least nothing knocks it. So other than that, you're really only going to use it if you're going over rough ground, but I probably would not suggest going over rough ground. So yeah, so that's it on the air suspension and the ride height setting, because when I first got the Bentley, I thought it would drop it lower. It doesn't. It just leaves it like this and pumps it up. Thanks Thanks for watching.